bad news travels at a speed of light. Good news travels like molasses.
Very true. Welcome to the broadcast here at Kings TV, where we quench your thirst for the latest happening, both local and international.
Absolutely. Talking about international, today we dive into the matter concerning the US freezing aid that has affected various countries in Africa. Our country is one of them.
Indeed, what's next for over 35,000 employees who have been affected by the aid suspension, and what's your opinion concerning the matter?
You can send us your comment through our social media platforms, Facebook at Kings TV, YouTube, Kings Fraternity. But first, here are the news shaping the headlines.
Trump's decision leaves 35,000 Kenyans jobless.
Death rises police officer implicated in the Reds Masai murder.
Gold mine collapses in Kakamega as 2 fear dead.
President Ruto to the rescue of abducted chief.
Alright, once again, welcome to our broadcast. My name is Cynthia Nyambuta.
And I am Moses Anjiko. President Donald Trump announced a temporary freeze on almost all foreigners. He has clearly stated that United States is no longer going to be blindly done out of money with no return.
This has majorly affected Africa region, most especially over 35,000 Kenyans who are into aid suspension. Pius Kariuki reports.
Hours after taking office on 20th January, United States President Donald Trump announced a temporary freeze on almost all foreign assistance as part of his America First agenda, posing billions of dollars in global funding. President Trump stated clearly that the United States is no longer going to blindly dole out money with no return for the American people. According to a statement from State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce, and I quote, "Reviewing and realigning foreign assistance on behalf of hard-working taxpayers is not just the right thing to do, it is a moral imperative." End of the quote. The decision by the world's single largest donor has sent shockwaves across the world, with aid groups warning that the move will put lives at risk. The African top receivers of the US that has been receiving foreign aid recent years include Nigeria, DRC Congo, Uganda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Kenya. Apparently, thousands of employers of United States government-funded health projects and programs in Kenya are staring at forced unpaid leave and possible layoff following the freezing aid for at least 3 months. More than 35,000 employees in Kenya will be affected by the aid suspension. They include 1,952 doctors and clinical officers, 1,234 nurses and midwives, 578 laboratory staff, more than 340 pharmacists, and 24,577 community health workers. Now, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta has criticized African leaders for lamenting US President Donald Trump's decision to free foreign aid. Speaking at the East Africa Region Global Health Security Summit in Mombasa, Kenyatta urged leaders to shift from dependency and instead focus on self-efficiency.
Some people the other day crying, oh, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, hey, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya, ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? Yeah? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
What next for Kenyans? Is this a wake-up call for Africans and especially Kenyans that they should start thinking of how to become self-reliant? Please, Kariuki, Kings TV.
Thank you, Pius Kariuki, for that report. Suspense arises to plainclothes police officers implicated in Rex Masai's murder, who was shot on June 20th, 2024 during the anti-government protest.
Muragori, who was captured in a CCTV footage, which was presented in court, where he denied. Ruth Kamau with more details.
One of the police officers implicated in Rex Masai's murder during the anti-government protests, Isaiah Muragori, was arraigned on Wednesday 5th together with former Nairobi Commander Adamson Bungei, who is the current Director of Police Operations. The inquest into death of Masai, who was shot on June 20th, 2024, resumed from its initial session in December and continued into its second day. During the inquest, Muragori struggled to explain who was in the two new CCTV videos presented in court, which showed individuals believed to the plainclothes police officers firing at protesters and deploying tear gas near City Hall towards the Hilton Hotel. Muragori denied being one of them but acknowledged that he had been stationed at the Kenyatta International Convention Center on the day of the incident, though he was not in uniform.
My exact deployment was at the entrance of the KICC.
Did you get to launch any tear gas canister?
That particular day, I did it.
He claimed to have forgotten the color of his clothes and therefore could not confirm if he was among the officers seen in the CCTV footage, despite his earlier signed statement in court, which stated that he had worn a black cap, black coat, a white t-shirt, and khaki pants. Bungei, who at the time of the incident was the Nairobi police commander, also distanced himself from any involvement in the killing. He claimed that no shots were fired by his police unit during the protests and suggested that Rex may have been killed by another armed individual, not a police officer. He was questioned about who had given the orders to the police officers seen firing at the protesters. Other witnesses are expected to testify in the inquest starting on March 11th. Kings TV, Ruth Kamau.
Out of a gunshot?
Yes, from the postmortem.
Were you able to establish?
2 people have feared dead and 18 more rescued alive in Tumaini gold mine that collapsed on Monday evening in Kakamega County.
Kakamega Governor Fernandez Balaza, who visited the site and ongoing research and a rescue mission, called on the Ministry of Mining and Blue Economy to implement safety measures to safeguard an artisanal and small-scale mining sector. Bogo Felix has more.
Artisanal miners and locals at Tumanini Gold Mine in Museno Village, Shinyaru constituency, Kakamega County, in a search and rescue mission after the walls of the mines collapsed on 20 miners. The incident occurred on Monday 3rd at around 6 p.m. Before the accident, the gold miners had 20 people, and by Monday night, 8 people had been rescued before 10 more were pulled out of the mine on Tuesday morning. Confirming the incident, Shinyaru Sub-County Police Commander Daniel Mukubu said 2 miners died while other 10 are receiving treatment at Kakamega County General Hospital.
Haruko tumesimama tu. Hakukuweko na nafasi ya kuketi. Ya. Nafasi ilikuwa ndogo. Niliokolewa
asubuhi saa 2.
Mukubu said the nature of the press posed a challenge to the rescue mission, considering it as a weak and sloppy place that does not allow the use of machinery. Also, Kakamega Governor Ferdinand Balaza, who visited the site and ongoing search and rescue mission, called on the Ministry of Mining and Blue Economy to implement safety measures to safeguard the artisanal and small-scale mining sector. Almost every month, reports of deaths of artisanal miners in one of the county mines hits the headlines. In January this year, there were miners who suffocated after a gold mine collapsed in Kalimoni. Now, legal issues surrounded the licensing of artisanal mining in Kakamega, as there was 8,000 miners working illegally in the county, therefore putting their lives and the environment at risk. Reporting for Kings TV, my name is Mbogo Felix.
Thank you, Bogo Felix. President William Ruto has pledged to bring back the 5 chiefs who were abducted by the suspected Al-Shabaab militants on Monday, 3rd February in Mandera. The president also promised to end vetting for residents of the northern frontier counties who have been undergoing mandatory vetting to receive their national identity cards. Fidelis Murigi reports.
President William Ruto has pledged to bring back the 5 chiefs who abducted suspected Al-Shabaab militants on Monday, 3rd February in Mandera County, saying the country will not cede an inch to criminals. Ruto's 4-day working tour of the northeastern region began on Tuesday, a few kilometers from the location where suspected Al-Shabaab militants reportedly intercepted a vehicle ferrying the 5 chiefs who were on official duty traveling to Eluak Town, Mandera County, to prepare the ground for his visit. According to President Ruto, government security agencies led by Kenya Defence Forces are currently in hot pursuit of the militants and are working to return the chiefs back home. The head of the state likewise trained his guns on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of driving to wedge between the working class and their right to secure formal employment. The president also promised to end vetting for the residents of northern frontier counties who have been undergoing mandatory vetting to receive their national identity cards. As he did in their counties during his trip, the head of the state came carrying a bag of goodies for the region, pledging among other things the construction of a 740-kilometer Isiolo-Mandera road, 1.8 billion of 6 markets and 2.6 billion for the electrification in Mandera County. The county is expected to be connected to the grid from Ethiopia. Now, the big question of Mandera residents remain to be, will President Ruto fulfill the promise of rescuing the 5 chiefs abducted by the Al-Shabaab bandits? Reporting for Kings TV, I am Fidelis Murigi.
We will first take our first commercial break. We will be right back with more news.
Petans Technical College is a technical college that trains hands-on skills in courses such as hotel and catering, making you an expert in 4-star and 5-star hotels, automotive engineering, where we train with modern vehicles. We offer training in electrical installation and plumbing, as well as CCTV camera installation. Travel the world through our certified assistant caregiver course. Enroll with us today on our Facebook page or visit us at Kiambu, Petans Plaza, and in all our branches. Call us today on 0707 490 390.
Welcome back. Road accidents have become tragic in our country, as 2 people declared dead on 2nd February in an accident that occurred near Limuru along Nairobi-Nakuru highway.
This comes again just a few days after another road crash in Jusa, Taita Taveta County, leading to the death of 7 people, including 5 students. David Doe takes us through the tragic story.
It is sad news as an accident occurred near Limuru along the busy Nairobi to Nakuru highway on 2nd February. 2 people who died were occupants of the Probox who was heading to Nairobi and was overtaking when it collided with the Kenha vehicle. Occupants of the other vehicle escaped that albeit with injuries while confirming the accident. Limuru Police Commander Mary Gashie urged road users to be cautious and to adhere to traffic laws.
There occurred an accident along Naivasha Limuru highway involving 2 vehicles, whereby the one that was coming from Naivasha towards Nairobi overtook carelessly, whereby it met with an oncoming vehicle belonging to Kenha, and there occurred head-on collisions. In the process, the occupants of the vehicle that was coming from Naivasha towards Nairobi lost their lives. Their bodies were taken to Tigoni mortuary for preservation and post-mortem.
Witness at the scene declared the poor nature of the roads, calling on the government to intervene and reduce the accident, which had reportedly increased in the area. The accident came just a few days after another road crash in Jusa, Taita Taveta County led to the death of 7 people, including 5 students from Dr. Agre Secondary School. The students were being ferried home by the school bus when its brakes failed and it overturned. Parents have since raised concern about the abrupt nature of the school closure that led to the student traveling home late in the evening without sufficient communication with them.
Now can have take precaution to avoid an increase in road accident and reports live. Reporting for Kings TV, my name is David Dono.
It is a sad story. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has claimed that President Ruto offered him 2 billion to resign from his position.
Speaking during an interview, he described the proposal as a direct request from the president. Gachagua mentioned that some MPs aligned with him, encouraging him to contest election in 2027. Our own Mary Kimani with more reports.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has claimed that President William Ruto offered him 2 billion to resign from his position. Speaking during an interview, he described the proposal as a direct request from the president.
Kiza vile rais alikuwa ananiambia nijiuzuru, because alikuwa ameniambia wewe jiuzuru nikupatie bilioni 2 uende nyumbani, uende upumzike, fanya mambo yako, uwe na security, uwe na mshahara na unaweza simama siku nyingine. Sasa nikajiuliza yule anakupangia mabaya anaweza kukupatia suluhisho ya vile utaishi.
Gachagua also mentioned that some member of parliament allied to him encouraged him to contest election in 2027, but he ultimately rejected their suggestions. He further alleged that some members of National Assembly received 500,000 shillings and a section of senators 10 million each to remove him from the office. Addressing recent concerns, Gachagua criticized the government for its perceived insincerity regarding the increasing cases of abductions within the country. He specifically condemned the recent abductions of chiefs in Mandera, highlighting that these incidents have become alarmingly common. He described the current government, which incorporated some opposition parties into the cabinet, as a failure, asserting that little has changed since these changes were made. Gachagua expressed his opposition to affordable housing projects, the heavy taxation burdens on Kenyans, and certain policies introduced by Ruto's economic advisors. On regional politics, he expressed his concerns regarding Mount Kenya, asserting that region is now politically undeserved. He urged Kenyans, particularly in the western region, to form a united front. Regarding youth engagements, Gachagua announced he would soon outline plans to incorporate the younger generation into his agenda.
After the former Deputy President fallout with President William Ruto, he has said that Mount Kenya is gone and therefore Mr. President is seeking support from Mount Elgon. He has also said that Gen Z has lacked leadership and therefore if they accept him as a leader, they will be honored to take that mandate. Kings TV, Mary Kimani.
Kenyan public morgues are becoming overwhelmed with tragic deaths and accidents Also, the disturbing rise of unidentified and unclaimed bodies.
At the Nairobi Funeral Home, better known as a city mortuary, it is one of the largest government-owned morgues. Hold 10 of the nameless corpses at that 354 unclaimed corpses are due to disposal across Mama Lucy Hospital and Mbagathi Hospital. Take a look.
Kenya public morgues are becoming overwhelmed, not only in the tragic remnant of natural deaths and accidents, but also with the disturbing rise of unidentified and unclaimed bodies. It begins with the whispers as families of missing persons gather at the Nairobi Funeral Home after unsuccessful search for their missing kin. In instances where a body is found, more people, including activists and politicians, join families in solidarity, making the mortuary the unlikely epicenter of activism and the fight for truth. At the Nairobi Funeral Home, better known as the City Mortuary, regarded as one of the largest government-owned morgues in the region, cold slabs held tens of nameless corpses. Nairobi Public Health Chief Officer Tom Nyakaba has revealed that 354 unclaimed corpses are due for disposal across Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, Mbagathi Hospital and City Mortuary alone. These bodies brought in from May-October last year only.
And now the question remains. 354 bodies which are unclaimed at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, Mbagathi Hospital and also Nairobi Funeral Home belongs to which families? Reporting for Kings TV, my name is Moses and dear Moses Wanjiko.
The Cabinet Secretary of National Treasury, John Mbadi, and the Kenya Revenue Board Chair says the finance bill of this year may not have any tax adjustment upwards in terms of rate.
Mbadi's statement may offer some relief to Kenyans' work, especially to many who still face heavy deductions on their salaries. Christine Nyokabi has more.
An uncomfortable seat on the chair list for the Cabinet Secretary of National Treasury, John Mbadi, and the Kenyan Revenue Authority Board Chair was the list of their worries in the inauguration visit to Bunge la Mwananchi. CS John Mbadi, who has been keen on communicating the government expenditure, took the heat of the government's continued raid on the pay slip. Members of the public took the Cabinet Secretary to task over government misplaced priorities in disregard to its own austerity measure.
So really, we are trying not to be wasteful. We are trying to be very prudent. There is even no money to waste. In fact, I would be like what our people would call, in vernacular, I would be Judge Walk at this stage to spend, to waste public money. It is not there. I've been saying, hata kama ni kuiba, mmeiba ya kutosha, pesa hakuna ya kuiba saa hii. There is no money in this government to steal, I will tell you. Unless you now just want Kenyans to die.
CS Mbadi also found himself in trouble for flying to his home on a chopper. And with every question for the Cabinet Secretary seemingly mounting pressure on the government, the CS was forced to take a softer tone to encourage the unconvinced people that things will change for the better, following measures in praise for the government, even as he sought to make a cause for deduction, including the controversial Social Health Insurance Fund and the housing levy.
The questions remain, will they increase the tax? Kings TV, Wamboi, Nyokabi.
We will take our business break. We'll be right back.
Petans Technical College is a technical college that trains hands-on skills to ensure you become experts in technical courses such as cosmetology, interior and event decor, fashion and design industry. We ensure you have the latest digital skills in the IT industry. We produce competent journalists and media personnel ready for the job market. Travel the world through our certified assistant caregiver course. Visit us at Kiambu, Petans Plaza and in all our branches. Call us today on 0707 490 390.
Welcome back. 60% of the Kenyan business is not looking to hire new employees in 2025. Despite a worrying trend for thousands of jobless Kenyans, the Kenya National Commerce and Industry KNCCI, during the launching of its 2025 Business Barometer report at Serena Hotel, Nairobi, revealed that 8 business sectors were planning to cut on hiring due to several factors.
According to the report, the decision of hard further employment of Kenyans this year was informed by the poor macroeconomic condition in the country, coupled with high taxation and government policies. Take a look.
60% of Kenyan business does not expect to grow their workforce in this year as a result of the current situation across the country. This is according to the 4th edition of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KNCCI. Key sectors such as retail, wholesale 26% and mining 14% show little confidence on hiring, citing a challenging business environment. Economic experts warn that continued caution in business expansion could worsen youth unemployment, putting additional pressure on household incomes and economic stability. While most sectors remain cautious about hiring, education, which is 69%, and energy 67% sectors being the most optimistic about workforce expansion. Despite weak hiring projections, 65% of the business anticipate modest revenue growth driven by expanding customers base and improved marketing efforts. Comparing to 2024, with 24% of business expecting stagnation of revenue declines, citing high cost of living and unfavorable regulatory environment as a major obstacles. More than 55% of business expect higher primary input costs due to poor macroeconomic conditions, higher taxation and unfavorable government policies.
As Kenyan's business landscape evolves in 2025, findings from KNCCI Business Barometer provide a crucial insight for policymakers and business leaders. The DJ, Kings TV.
The Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, has introduced a new course in line with the government's plan to transition 100% of the Kenyans to the Social Health Authority, SHA.
Speaking to the medical KMTC Chief Executive Officer CEO, Dr. Aluoch has announced that the medical school will work with Ministry of Health to aid in the registration of the SHA. Frida Kahiga reports.
The Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, is seeking to work with the Ministry of Health to ensure success in the rollout of the Social Health Authority SHA services. Chief Executive Officer of the Kenya Medical Training College, Dr. Kerry Aluoch, says the institution is working on ways to support some of the government policies through research and innovation. According to Aluoch, KMTC's mission is to equip students with essential skills that can help in addressing health disparities and to establish the college as a global leader in affordable healthcare training.
My name is Dr. Kelly Aluoch, the Chief Executive Officer, Kenya Medical Training College. We are here for a routine visit, a support supervision, and a consultative session with our staff and our students and the college stakeholders. Thank you so much. Right now, there are several activities taking place in this campus. Number one, we have final qualifying examinations ongoing. Number two, we have end of semester exams which are ongoing. And the students are preparing to start sports activities. First, they are happy that we have been able to make progress, particularly in areas of skills laboratories. We've been able to equip the laboratories. We've been able to buy computers for the computer laboratories, and we are in the process of renovation. We've done a few renovation, and they have expressed need for more classrooms. They have also expressed need for more sports equipment, and also to be involved in extracurricular activities. And already these are the things that we want to hear from them. We are happy about the fact that they're able to express themselves on almost everything that is affecting them. And we've advised them that as an institution, we have channels of communication, and at the same time, we are ready to listen to our students and also to consult with our campus management to ensure that there is seamless training in these campuses. We emphasize three things in Kenya Medical Training College. You know that this is the premier middle-level training institution in this country. And
Oruoch also highlighted KMTC's role in producing highly trained healthcare workers and its commitment to research, curriculum development and policy creation, and therefore encouraged qualified Form 4 leavers to enroll with their institution, which are currently spread all over the country. The SHA insurance scheme has faced backlash from readers and members of the public who fault the efficiency of the scheme in settling medical costs for patients.
Medical Institution has now introduced a course in medical insurance to help in addressing some of the SHA challenges. Kings TV, Frida Kahiga.
Now we will dive into the field of sports with our sportsman Alex Wambua.
The government is targeting April completion date for refurbishment of Moi International Sports Center Kasarani. The 60,000-seater facility has been undergoing renovation since December 2023.
This one plus the training pitches also. So this team at the end of the day tomorrow will have come with fixtures that will ensure that then we've tested just before CAF come and do their last round of inspection.
Gor Mahia have unveiled Senior Minik as their new head coach. The Kenyan champions announced the arrival of 48-year coach Older on their social media handles on Monday.
This is something beautiful. I'm so proud, grateful for that, and I know it from before, yes, that not so many clubs in Africa has that reputation.
Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez has suffered an anterior cruciate ligament injury in his knee during the game against Crystal Palace on Sunday, which will set him out for the rest of the season.
Martinez immediately feels the pain there. I think he's just grabbed his hamstring. Fernandes.
Marcus Rashford has joined Aston Villa on loan from Manchester United, while AC Milan have agreed in principle to take Chelsea Joao Felix on $5 million loan from the rest of the season. Liverpool overturned a first leg deficit to reach the League Cup final with a 4-0 win over Tottenham on Thursday night. Reporting Kings TV, Alex Wambua.
Gakpo, Liverpool equalise. Weekend win over Bournemouth in the Premier League. And Salah goes the other way this time. And these are the fresh legs that Liverpool have now. Bradley, Szoboszlai. Liverpool, McAllister, Van Dijk.
We will go back to our question as we had asked about the 35,000 people who were affected by the aid suspension that was there, that the US president reported about so many countries African being one of them, that means our country was affected in this decision.
Yeah, and very true. And I can see Johnson from Bungoma County. He's saying that for sure we will be affected, not only as Kenyans but also even those other countries.
I can also see Patricia Mumbi here in our comment section here in Facebook saying that Donald Trump should reconsider the decision, because so many people are affected. What will they do at this moment that they are jobless?
Very true. I can see Jaden from Moranga is saying that for sure 35,000 people being suspended, it is not a joke. Many people will suffer and the cost of living will be high.
Lastly, but not the least, I can see here Simon Gold saying that asking a question with those people that are left jobless, should they be deported back to their countries? That's a good question.
That's a good question.
But we will keep updating you concerning the matter.
Exactly. That marks the end of our bulletin here at Kings TV. See you in the next bulletin. My name is Moses and Moses Wanjiko.
And I go by the name Cynthia Nyambura.